Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman, bringing you instant analysis live here from Howard Jones Field. And Dan, we're coming off the Oregon game Saturday. Obviously, the defense had a historically bad performance. How do they look today? Is there only one way to go, and that's up?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. And I think that's kind of what they're all thinking. It can't go any, where do you go from here? But improve, and whatever they do has to be a step up. I think Lane, we talked about, he had said Sunday that they'd spent all day talking about it. And he said when that many things go wrong, you can't blame it on anybody. You can't blame it on your players for sure. It's got to be on the coaches. Asked whether it was a matter of execution or scheme, he said, again, when you give up that many yards, it's everything. Everything went wrong. So how that manifests itself this week, we'll see. I think it was a little more physical today, a little more, game. It looked a little more game-like in terms of first team against first team. We can say this: when Lamar Dawson got his pick six opportunity today, he kicked it, and he would have sixed it. So that's a big time step up. And Torrin Harris got an interception, so that they appropriately celebrated. So, they're thinking defense, that's for sure.
There were a lot of questions after practice geared towards Lane about who to blame for Saturday's game. How did he parcel out that blame?
Well, I think he said, the final take was can't blame the players. Not when what happened Saturday happened. Definitely not the players. It's on the coaches. It's absolutely on the coaches. And because we talked about the whole day of feedback, and we know the players can't be happy at all. And it wasn't a case of you guys didn't do your job or whatever. No, it was a case of we have to do a better job coaching these guys, and we didn't. And he compared it to the way he coached at Stanford and how he didn't put the offense in a good enough position at Stanford and made some bad decisions. And again, same way at Oregon.
Though it's Arizona State week, there was a lot of pre-UCLA talk last night going on Twitter, a bit of a Twitter war. What did Lane have to say about that today as well as the other players?
Well, I think he kind of cautioned them. He didn't want them to get involved. When you talk to the Marquise and who knows the Randall Goforth, the real Randall Goforth, was on the phone with him last night. Goforth and he have one of his numbers. He said he doesn't follow him on Twitter, but he said he and Robert didn't know that it was the fake Randall Goforth. So they were having fun with it and taking it places maybe they shouldn't have. And then Goforth calls Marquise and says, "Hey, it's not me. That's a fake." And Marquise called to Robert and said, I guess the word he used was, "Oh, snap," meaning, okay, boys, we got to stop. It's a fake. So I think the point Lane wanted to make with him is it's Arizona State week. You probably shouldn't be, even if it's the real Randall Goforth, you probably shouldn't be getting in a Twitter war with UCLA in a week when you're preparing for Arizona State. And I think they said, that makes sense.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. For Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman. For more information, log on to uscfootball.com.